Big issue. Broke tibia, fibula, talus, and torn ligaments. So let me hand over to Sal. Okay, see, sometimes really life not so lucky lah, not so fortunate that you can totally avoid surgery. You know, if you kena accident, sometimes surgery you need to go through. Okay, let me get Sal to come on board and introduce herself. Can you all hear?
Or did I mute? Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, I muted earlier on. So I'm Sal. I like socks and DN. I am also quite active in life. I do a lot of yoga. I do cycling, swimming, quite a bit of jogging as well, but not as intense as them. So on a typical day, I would spend about 2 hours in yoga studio, and maybe if I have the energy, I'll do a 1 hour spinning class. But on I think it was like 22nd or 23rd of August this year, I slipped and I fell quite badly. So I broke both my bones on one leg and cracked the a section of my ankle as well. In it, I snapped a few ligaments, as well as broke some other little obviously it kind of broke quite a fair bit of things. But long story. If you guys can take a look at the photo on the left of the screen, right? It was when I broke my leg, and you could see the whole foot was kind of deformed. It was almost the whole foot was snapped off the leg itself, and I had to do a surgery almost immediately to reconstruct the bones as well as the ligaments. So on 24th of August, after the surgery, that was one day after the surgery, the foot was almost like an elephant leg. And I mean, I was obviously in great pain. I think, and anyone who has gone through a surgery would have experienced that when all the anesthesia has worn off, right? Yeah, but if you could see the rightmost photo, where at 7:35, which is 1 hour later, after patching 2 pieces of AEON and 1 glutathione, you could see that the blood circulation kind of like came back into that foot. The skin color was a little bit more, a little bit brighter, and then the swelling sort of like kind of like went off almost quite immediately. And this is only 1 hour of patching of AEONs and glutathiones. At this point, I have already been on X39 for about 6 months. I started earlier this year, yeah, or almost 8 months. Okay, I think we go to the next slide.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Shall we take a short breather? This is like a 1 minute clip of my first 5 weeks of recovery, and it's quite a short one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Sarah is she's put together her recovery from day 1 to week 5. Let's take a look at her scar.
So during the entire recovery, right, I was quite diligent in patching, as well as doing all sorts of other exercises that just to strengthen my other limbs in supporting this in this whole recovery exercise. So this is on week 5 of my recovery, and I could actually take off my my crutches and be on the air boot.
Yeah. So Sal, when did you start like so-called exercising or doing physio on that foot since the surgery?
I think I started as early as maybe week 3, when I took off the bandages. Yeah, but when I started wearing the air boot almost immediately after the surgery. So I didn't have the conventional cast on, so I could remove the air boot, but I couldn't remove the bandages at the start of it. 3 weeks into after the surgery, when the stitches were removed and all, right, my foot was actually quite deformed. I was only my flexibility. I mean, if you could look at every one of you, if you look at your foot, right, your foot could bend more than 90 degrees if you look at it when you are standing on the floor. But mine was like I could barely I could barely hit like 120 degrees of the ankle flexibility.
Yeah, considering the points of fracture and also the ligament torns. Yeah, I would imagine that it would have been quite limited your range in the beginning. All right. Okay. Then let's look at the next one. Okay.
So the next one is week 7 weeks after my the fall, and this is my recovery.
Yeah, you see, she already can show you that she has already put aside her crutches and that supporting the robot boot already. Okay. Let's
can just have a look. What was that? So I think this was something that I thought was quite
okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Can.
So actually throughout the whole recovery, right, I had a few, I was using quite a number of patches, primarily because the different patches actually works on different parts of the body, and some were specific to the nerve, some were specific to the bone growth, and then some were specific to the muscle growth. So I think it's only when you go through such a hard. But can we have somebody's phone mic off, because it's quite distant? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a little bit. I would say it was if without the patches, right, I'm pretty sure I would not have recovered within 7 weeks and be walking again without crutches and without any help, right? I think this is the second time I broke on the same foot. The last time I broke my foot, right, that was 15 years ago on this same leg, right? I took 3.5 months to get to where I am today. But at 7 weeks, right, and I could ditch my crutches, ditch my air boot and all, and I could start walking and live independently again. I think I do accredit that to both my surgeon and his team, as well as I think the range of products that LifeWave has offered us. I think it makes the whole recovery a lot easier and a lot faster. Yeah.
So what did you use for which specific product for what?
I mean, I'm very hiao. I use a lot of things. So I actually use carnosine. I use Aeon for pain management. For carnosine, it was nerve recovery and ligaments. And I use X39 paired with X49 for bones and muscle recovery. And then on top of that, I'm using Alavida because I had keloids on my scar. So Alavida actually helps in the skin recovery. So that was like, on average, on any one day, right, I was like patching maybe at least 5 to 6 patches on my one single foot. Some days I had a little bit more because the pain was a lot worse, and I had to add on LifeWave on the same leg as well, and that's on top of Aeons that I was using. So it was like a whole range of products that I was trying to I had to put on my one foot during the whole at least the first 5 weeks of my recovery.
So no wonder the recovery is so fast, and I mean it's so significant and so fast, So I understand that in the very beginning you tried putting like Aeon, carnosine, and glutathione all at one time, and then you felt it was like huge traffic, highway, moving.
It was you could actually feel the energy movement in within the injured area. So there was just too much movement. It was excruciating. So I had to remove 1 or 2 patches just so that it's manageable and I can breathe, with all the pain and all. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So you see, I just wanted to say that yes, the patches will do its work. However, you also want to be sensible lah. You know, if it's something that you yourself find you cannot take it, don't be gung ho, go patch so many things all at one time, and then say, ayo, cannot work, then and say, ayo, too much, you know. I think it's really about sensible using.
And it's at the end of the day, it's at the user's discretion. You need to know if it works, it doesn't work, or it doesn't work, or the effects is not what you are expecting, or you have not had the enough patience to wait through the effects to take its full benefits.
And if you want to tambah, you also must be prepared to you know, sit through it, to go through all the activities that's going on inside inside your body, you know, because once you open the highway, it will go on. It doesn't, you know, you cannot say, okay, I open already, then I want tarik back, I want put toe booth there, you know. We really got to be sensible lah. Okay, and then as long as you can take it, go ahead. You know, but if your body, I mean, if you can, your pain threshold of your discomfort threshold is not there, then, you know, buy lah. Don't be so gung ho lah.
And I just want to add on one thing, right? If you think that, actually, I'm not young. I am 50 this year. So my recovery by and large, right, should have been much lower than if I compare myself to my last round of injury.
12 years ago.
15 years ago.
ago.
And you know, it doesn't make like sense that, you know, 15 years later my recovery is actually much faster than the last round. So I attribute it to LifeWave's product. It's really it's really something that helps in the general wellness, and then and for the lack of a better word, it's really an anti-aging product.
Reverse aging even.
It's reverse aging.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's look at the final product and how the whole, I remember seeing the video, the centipede long scars, and let's see what happened to that. Okay. Ta-da! Isn't it amazing? Those who agree that it is amazing, type 111. All right. It's amazing. I mean, compared to the centipede, millipede, the scars, then this is amazing. Okay. All right. So now the thing is, it is not just about surgery, you know. The product actually helps in other ways.